Good morning, Roughnecks, and I'm sure you're all going to be shocked by this. Eric Martin, the Sopsit, who is already awaiting trial and is subject to a restraining order, is violating his bond conditions and the court's order, which is why he's back in jail for a new arraignment. Enjoy.
Yeah. We already set this for, because he had a warrant out.
Next will be Mr. Martin Runner.
One second. What is he? 1 second though. Well, I'll be with him in a second. All right, we're ready. All right, this is 242448 SM, the People versus Eric Martin. Mr. Martin, can you tell me your name?
How much Roman cystic if that's what you're wondering.
Okay, I recognize Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin, it's my understanding that Mr. Coots, an attorney, defense attorney, attempted to meet with you to go over your rights and that you did not want to meet with him. Is that correct? Yes or no?
What do y'all think? Y'all think he'll give her a straight yes or no answer?
Well, at first I did, and then I kind of changed my mind. I'm still in the sense of not giving you guys the fraudulent presumption that you got jurisdiction over me when you don't. That's why I don't want to take it, but
So no.
I think it's kind of fresh too because
I'm going to mute you so I can tell you your rights, Mr. Martin. I need you to listen. So here are your rights.
You can claim all day long that they don't have jurisdiction over you, Mr. Martin, but are you in their jail?
You've been brought to court on an allegation of a bond violation. Specifically, you currently have a domestic violence case pending at this court in front of Judge Slavin. And on that case, the complainant is Kirk Martin. There was a no contact provision. And that was one of the conditions of bond.
You were serious about that?
And there's an allegation that on December 14th, so just this weekend, that someone called from the residence of Kirk Martin and indicated you were in the home. And the officers alleged that you were, that they checked and that you had bond conditions out of this court saying you weren't to be near him. And that you were taken into custody for violating your bond conditions of no contact with Kirk Martin. These are allegations at this time, but they're serious allegations in violation and no contact provision. So do you want me to enter a plea or do you just want to ramble about jurisdiction? I'm going to ask you to unmute so you can answer my question. Officer Ziegler, I'm sorry, can you unmute? Mr. Martin, you have options, so you understand that's what you're here on. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or you can say nothing and I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. So to the allegations that you violated the conditions of your bond for purposes of arraignment, how do you plead?
First, I want to notify crimes. Before I get to that, I want to notify you crimes committed against me in the jail here since I've been here, such as criminal harassment.
Okay, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf.
I'm not done talking.
But your answer is non-responsive.
Violating my First Amendment right, freedom of speech, and this whole bond order condition, it violates my due process right to be free at my house.
No, sir. You lost the privilege of going to the house where you live when you beat up your brother. And hey, guess what? You agreed to those conditions when you bonded out of jail.
Which is based on an unsupported lying allegation by my brother. Therefore, this is all a violation of my due process rights. The bond order should have never been done. This is all unconstitutional. The case should be dismissed, and I demand it be dismissed.
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen! Not.
Now,
All right, so sir, you have a right to a hearing on this matter. You have a right to receive written notice of the violation. You have a right to plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute. I've entered a not guilty plea on your behalf since your response was non-responsive. You also have a right to contest the charges at a hearing, and you do have the right to the assistance of an attorney at all subsequent court proceedings, and you can change your mind at any time, Mr. Martin. You have the right to have that a lawyer appointed at public expense if you are unable to afford an attorney. And it's always possible that if the court determines you were able to pay, that you would be required to contribute to that cost.
Your Honor, he doesn't pay taxes. You think that he is going to contribute money to an attorney?
And while this case is pending, you could be the most severe violation is you could be held pending the hearing, and if found guilty of this violation, you could be held while this case is waiting for jury trial. So those are your rights, Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin, I understand your sovereign arguments. I mean, it's fine. You can make them. I've heard them before. Everyone at this court has heard them. But here's the thing. I can't have you, if there is a no contact order and you continue to violate the no contact order, I can't let you out.
But ma'am, he doesn't agree with the no contact order.
Because you're not listening, and I know you don't think you have, because you don't. Okay, well, you do. This is in accordance with the Constitution, and okay.
and deprive you of the liberty and right to be home because of an unsupported lying allegation. I'm telling you right now, he told a lie, and I told the prosecutor my brother stole me in actuality. First and foremost, he stole me.
And because you said it, you think that everyone should believe it? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
But I have no evidence of it. I don't have him on video evidence. He doesn't have me on video evidence to solve him. So we have my brother saying this, me saying this. We don't know what happened in reality. So the dumb cop should never arrest me. Prosecutors should not be moving forward on this. They're moving forward with it. It's already a malicious prosecution on the prosecutor's part. There's no probable cause because there's no evidence here. Bottom line, we don't know what happened. This is violating my due process rights. I'm being deprived of my freedom to be at the house I've been living at for 32 years. The bond order was legally should have been never been ordered because it's based on, once again, unsupported lying allegations.
And again, you think because you're yelling at the judge that is going to make her listen and believe you more?
It has no video evidence, no real evidence to support it. The bond order must be dismissed. I'm supposed to be allowed to go back home where I have a right to be.
But you gave up that right temporarily when you bonded out and accepted the terms and conditions of that very limited release.
Doesn't matter how many lies
Okay,
are told.
let me tell you your bond conditions, Mr. Martin. You're to appear in court as directed. All right, I'll mute you and read them, whether you like them or not. These are your conditions, sir. So I'll just read them into the record and you can choose to listen or not listen. You're to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. Whether you like it or not, you're not to have any contact with Kirk Martin or the residence where he resides and where this original allegation occurred, which is for Clipper in the city of Taylor. Sir, you cannot purchase or consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You can't possess or have access to firearms.
Gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
You have a $2,000 cash bond. I've noted on the file that you're entitled to this hearing forthwith. So the clerks will give you a date forthwith. And we're all set. Thank you.
You got to absolutely love how the judge just kept muting him, didn't even let him get to running that dumbass mouth of his. So I say kudos, Your Honor. Anyway, guys, it's Wrangler. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Have a good.